once again, everybody. It is Eric here with Weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday evening. We're a couple of days out from Thanksgiving. We have plenty of weather to talk about over the next several days, so we're not going to waste any time. We'll get right to it. But first, I wanted to take a quick detour to 50 years ago this week. We had just finished on today's date with a pretty beefy early season snow event across our area. Here's a look at the daily weather data from November of 1971. And check out the snow totals from the 21st and 22nd. We had about 15 inches worth of snow officially at the airport, and this was followed by a sharp cold blast on today's date. Today being the 23rd, right? Yeah, today's the 23rd, yeah. We had 4 degrees for an early morning low and only 26 for the daytime high. So it was a pretty significant blast of cold and snow early in that winter season for the month. November of 1971 was not particularly cold, but still 3 degrees below the average. So 50 years ago, we were dealing with quite the winter weather event, and tomorrow will be the, 71st anniversary of the 1950 snow event that remains kind of the benchmark winter storm for our area, even though it did not officially occur in either astronomical winter or even meteorological winter. We had 25 to 30 inches worth of snow across eastern Ohio and western PA with that storm. We'll talk more about that one tomorrow evening on Weather for Weather Geeks. In the meantime, today was a cold day. We got off to a frosty start this morning. Nice looking sunrise. A mix of sun and clouds for a lot of the day today. And wasn't quite as windy as yesterday. Still a little bit breezy, making it feel a little bit colder than it actually was. But the wind was not as biting as yesterday. Temperature-wise, still below the average. 39 locally today, 37 in Cleveland. Pittsburgh did 36 today, down in Wheeling, 38 was the high this afternoon. And actually, with a clear sky this evening, it's getting colder at a faster pace than it was last night. And so some of the colder spots tonight, we're going to be flirting with the 20-degree mark by the end of the night tonight. But there is milder air just to our west compared to 24 hours ago. 11 to 15 degrees warmer from Green Bay down to Springfield, and then you go west of that, out into Iowa and Nebraska, and it's even warmer, and that's what's heading our way for tomorrow. We had a few stray snowflakes last night, but for the most part, not much in the way of snow shower activity is left across the region this evening. A few flurries up in southwest New York. All right, warm front comes in tomorrow morning. We'll get off to a sunny start. There'll be a steady increase in high and mid-level clouds during the second half of the day, making for kind of a milky appearance to the sky. But we won't mind that with temperatures getting into the upper 40s. A lot better than the last couple of days. Unfortunately, things have continued to trend downhill for Thanksgiving. I think showers might even sneak in before daybreak on Thursday. Might see a little bit of a break at some point during the morning before showers fill back in for the afternoon. Not great news for turkey bowls in your backyard, maybe. Maybe backyard football is a Thanksgiving tradition for you and your family, but yeah, it's going to be a muddy affair this year. Nothing all that heavy. All this is going to be pretty light, but it's just going to be a good afternoon to be inside, enjoy the company, and enjoy the food, and enjoy that post-turkey nap that a lot of us like. All right, as we go into the day on Friday, a cold front pushes well out to our east. Tomorrow, Friday, I should say, a lot like yesterday. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. Wind chills, teens and 20s at best. And there'll be some flurries and some snow showers around from time to time as well. In the meantime, for Thanksgiving itself on Thursday, with the rain here and there, especially as we get into the afternoon, it's going to be chilly, but nothing crazy cold for this time of the year. We're talking highs around 44, 45, maybe cooling off a little bit once the steadiest of the rain pushes in. With the flurries and snow showers Friday and into Friday night, this looks like it'll be mostly a northwest PA, southwest New York kind of an event, with the best chance of a couple or even a handful of inches up towards Erie, Jamestown, southern parts of the Buffalo area. In our TV viewing area, could someone try to get maybe an inch or even 2 out of this north of I-80? I can't rule that out at this point. It doesn't seem all that likely, but I can't rule it out in some of the usual places with this kind of a flow off of Lake Erie. You know the usual spots, Greenville and Sandy Lake and over towards Kinsman and Gustavus and Mespo, places like that. Farther south you are, it's probably not much more than flurries and maybe some candy coatings in some spots. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the longer range. I think as we go into the weekend, Saturday will be a cold day, not as windy as Friday. But then late Saturday night into Sunday, the models are trying to clue in on a kind of a fast-moving little clipper system, one of the first decent-looking Alberta clippers of the cold weather season so far. And that one would not be a lake effect event. That would be more of a general snowfall. And while it's way too early to put official numbers in our forecast, I will tell you that, some of the modeling here is, looking pretty confident. The confidence is actually fairly high that maybe we'll see at least an inch, if not two, out of this very late Saturday night into Sunday. This is the European ensemble modeling. Odds of an inch or more. Pretty decent. When you get into some of these kind of tans and yellows and oranges, we're talking odds of at least 50% at this point, at this early stage of the game, of at least an inch of snow. That being said, does it look like a lot more than that? No. Here's the odds of 3 inches or more. Not great, right? Basically, the model's trying to tell us that pretty good odds that we see some accumulation late Saturday night and Sunday, but will it be anything blockbuster? No. It doesn't look that way. This is the GFS probabilities of an inch or more. Similar to the Euro, highest chances in the higher terrain to our east, but then the odds of exceeding 3 inches in 20... Let's go down here, actually. 3 inches in 24 hours, yeah, pretty low. Generally 10% or less. So that's the way that little clipper looks at this point. Beyond that, I've been talking about how it's going to warm up the latter half of next week into the first weekend of December. Today's modeling wanted to kind of, at least the European model especially, wanted to be a little less enthusiastic about that warm-up during the first weekend of December. Here's that cold shot that lasts into early next week. It retreats, and while the cold backs off some, very late next week, right around Thursday to Friday, second, third day of December, European brings the cold back then, before the weekend is through. Not sure if this is right yet, but it is a trend that we'll be watching for. And then rolling forward, it doesn't look like a super cold pattern, but it doesn't look very warm either. You see these kind of cold anomalies, both the west coast of Canada and in the U.S., and also the east coast of Canada and the U.S. You don't have a lot of blocking up near Greenland. You don't have a lot of blocking up in Alaska. So this isn't a severe cold-looking pattern advertised by the European here, but it would suggest that it's not exactly mild right around the 7th and 8th day of December. A lot of question marks still with the December forecast. If you watched last evening, I speculated on some of the warmer trends in the modeling early in the month. Today's modeling, especially the European, which I'm showing you here, sheds some doubt even on that. And so we're going to do a December forecast. We'll do a winter forecast update coming up in a little less than 2 weeks, that first Monday of December, or whatever the date is on that. I think it's the 5th or the 6th. We'll do a winter forecast update, and things should be clearer by then. But as it stands right now, I don't have a lot of confidence in how December is going to progress based on the computer modeling, based on our analogs. A lot of the research we did for the winter forecast, we had pretty high confidence at that point that December would be colder than average, and perhaps that would be the fast start to winter, with the rest of the winter featuring a lot more ups and downs, including some big thaws. So we had pretty high confidence in that with regard to the winter forecast based on the analogs. Now, based on the computer modeling, the jury's still out, I would say, on December. Anyway, I'll see you back here tomorrow evening on Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for watching tonight, and have a great rest of your Tuesday.